ducked my head and focused on my skirt's pleats. I heard his firm footsteps cross the hollow floor and stop at my side. The entire shop went quiet. I cringed and felt my cheeks begin to burn again at the reminder of his bare chest I'd seen this morning.
"Excuse me."
His voice was still firm, but less sharp than this morning. I glanced up at him.
"I behaved like a brute earlier today. I wish to apologize."
He was still glaring. I met his gaze. He certainly did not look sorry. I stiffened my spine. "Do you really wish to apologize?" I gave him what I hoped was my best look of disdain.
"Yes, I do. I know when I am in the wrong. You did a fine job and saved me from embarrassment, and a most unpleasant scene with my mother-in-law. I wish to thank you and make my appeal for forgiveness."
"You are welcome, and I accept your apology." I lowered my eyes and picked my needle back up. I expected him to leave. He stood silently above me, and I started to squirm. "Is there anything else I can do for you?" I met his dark gaze with a glare of my own. His dark hair was too long to be in fashion, and he wore a beard. Rich gentlemen never wore a beard. He quirked a brow at me, making me feel even more inferior. "I need to get back to work." I hoped he would leave. Forever. I focused on my needle and found the precise place to push it into the fabric. He stayed at my side, staring down at me. I was starting to wonder if he was just a little bit mad. What possessed him to linger further?
"Can I help you, sir?"
It was Mr. Cooper, our tailor, and, hopefully, my saviour. He smiled warmly at our visitor and approached us.
"Yes. This young lady did an exceptional job assisting me this morning, and I treated her like a complete brute. I came to make amends."
Mr. Cooper looked at me.
"Miss Horton?"
I smiled up at Mr. Cooper. I accepted his apologies and appreciated his efforts to reconcile. Mr. Cooper raised his brows and turned back to our visitor.
"I see. Mr. Marco. Arthur Marco,"
he announced, offering his hand to Mr. Cooper.
"Mr. Marco."
Mr. Cooper shook his hand shortly.
"Is there anything else I can assist you with today?"
Mr. Marco looked back at me, his piercing eyes searching my face. I was sure he was counting every freckle on my nose and cheeks.
"Possibly. Miss Horton announced to the world I was a horrible and disgusting beast. I am trying to think of a way to convince her otherwise."
I flinched. "You heard me?"
"Yes, I heard you."
"Then it is my turn to apologize, Mr. Marco." I did my best to sound sincere.
"No, you were telling the truth, Miss Horton. I would agree I am a horrible man. Disgusting, however, is not something I've ever been called."
"You took off your shirt in full view of a shop full of women," I pointed out, meeting Mr. Marco's stare with a brave face. Mr. Cooper's eyebrows rose up into his hairline.
"You did what?"
At last Mr. Marco looked ashamed.
"I did. In my haste and anger, I completely forgot where I was, and my behaviour was appalling."
He looked at Mr. Cooper and bowed a little.
"I shall promptly apologise to all your employees."
He tucked his walking stick under his arm and immediately walked back to the group.
"I think he's mad,"
Mr. Cooper said. I was glad to have someone agree with my internal assessment. "Shall I go fetch some help?" I asked.
"No, let us watch him. I may not be as young as I used to be, but I was quite the pugilist in my youth. I think I can manage to remove him if needed. At least I'll bloody his nose."
His eyes remained focused on our visitor. I shrugged and returned to the pleats that demanded to be finished before the light dimmed. I listened with one ear while Mr. Marco charmed each employee, young and old. They were suddenly amiable and chatty in his company. I wondered how he did it. I tried every day to have them accept me as an equal, even though my father was wealthy. They would politely remind me I was taking a job from someone else in the village who needed the funds, and ignore